We're back. Thank you for tuning in to our new videos. The feedback has been great. Thank you for the constructive feedback regarding the audio. Hopefully it's a little bit louder this week. I bought a longer cable. So we've introduced how we're training now in the gym. A lot of focus on balance. This week it's balance part 2. We're looking at how to train it and the inclusion of posture. So there's a few things that I need to kind of explain first. So I want to have good postural alignment throughout a lot of my joints. So I'm going to make sure my back isn't over committed here, so I'm pushing my chest out. I'm not slumped. I'm always aware of having a flat, neutral back, no matter where that is. So I can be here as long as I'm hinging at my hips. I'm not collapsing. I'm not over stretching. I'm just neutral. My leg, I'm also aware that there's a large percentage of the time it actually suits me to not have my leg facing outwards, kind of away from my opponent, but facing inwards. I'm dropping my knee down, exposing raising my heel and pushing forwards. This always creates like a slight leaning pressure on the person I'm rolling with. I then attach to their hips as best as I can. So if he starts playing a guard on me, so if he wants to play, say half guards, so we can switch sides so people can see. So Nack's playing half. Always bring a leg up and always drop my knee in. So if he wants to underhook my leg, can you go for deep half?
Deep half still exists.
Can you get there?
No chance.
Yeah, as long as I rotate my knee down, if he starts pulling through my leg, how about playing K-guard on that, if you bring your leg out? Okay.
No chance.
It's weird. So if I have my leg exposed outwards, can you go K-guard? Yeah. I can feel him rotate my hip and get a better purchase on it. When I have my knee dropped, I'm on my toes. If he wants to do that same stuff, yeah, it makes this life really difficult. So I want to make sure that with my posture and my joint alignment, again, with my arm, if it's on the floor, that is bad for me. Here, elbow turned in is a lot safer. Leg, not outwards, inwards, so I'm pushing forwards. So I'm aware of my alignment and aware of my spine at all times. And that's going to help me with my balance, and that's going to help me when I'm putting pressure on him. And so a lot of these submissions that you'd expect that if I put my hand on the floor, that he's going to catch me in something. No, Naki's got some good submissions. Can't complain, it's a good black belt. So all the things that I shouldn't be doing, so bring my leg up, leaning forwards, put my hand in between his legs here. If he wants to go for a triangle on me, if I had bad posture, yeah, and now I can start pulling at my back. It's easy to see it in profile how effective it would be if I've already got a kink in my back, pulling my head down. If I have a neutral back and that rotated leg, you can have the triangle. I can push forwards on him. It's the exact same when you want to stop someone from stacking you in close guard or like double unders. So if I have a bend in my spine, look at my head. Yeah, it's off the floor to look at him, but it makes rolling my back up really easy. So if Naki now starts stacking, yeah, I'm gonna start eating it. So if I align my spine into the floor and have that neutral back, he has to try much harder to try and stack me over. It's the exact same if I just flip the video, flip your phone upside down. If I'm here with bad posture, yeah, my back's easily going to get bent. But if I have just a flat, neutral back, try to break my posture down now to hit those submissions. When I have my balance, really difficult. So a way to train this is, we said on the podcast, you have to have people who will help you. we used the analogy previously when it comes to the defensive postures. If you are the only person in a boxing gym where everyone fights with their hands down and they're just slugging each other in the face, you could go in and start playing, covering your chin. But great, fantastic. You suddenly have an edge on everyone else. But you're not going to get better at attacking because everyone else just keeps exposing their chin. So you need people to also help you in this. It's a rising tide. It's a team effort. Where if I want to get better at punching someone in the face, I need them to hide their face as well. And then I can find those gaps to try and expose them. So the exact same with this is that you need to have multiple people playing balance. And it's something that you can just bring into your roles. You don't necessarily need to bring it into your training. It's frustrating that if your training doesn't match this and they're trying to have bad fundamentals, you may not be happy, but they can't stop you in sparring. So when it comes to sparring, get up, be the person on top, have good posture, be aware of your posture, be aware of your balance, and don't become desperate. And that's really, really critical. It's more important for you to keep your hips higher, keep yourself square to the ground, keep your balance, and keep your posture. And your balance will get tested. It's trying to keep your balance as it's tested and not falling over. And if you do fall over, return upright as fast as you can. Fall into your back should be the last resort. If you keep working that, and it's going to be incremental, your growth in it, but be conscious of it. It's going to be a level of conscious competence. The only way you're going to get good at it is if you're conscious that you're doing it, and hopefully in the future you will then become unconscious competence, where you're no longer thinking about it. If you find the time with someone to drill the idea, I mean, we do it here. We call it asymmetrical sparring, where we have the core fundamental concepts: balance, posture, alignment, keeping your hips higher, keeping yourself square to the floor, not letting someone above your kneecaps, trying to get ahead of someone's kneecaps, exposing their armpits, making sure when you stand up you close the front door. There's plenty, and we're going to be doing videos on all of them. But the idea of asymmetrical sparring is one person leading the sparring and one person obliging and giving them puzzles. I think it's very important.
Puzzles.
Yeah.
That's the key word.
It is. Yeah.
Because like if you just make life hard for them, they're not going to learn nothing. So you've got to make it complex, give them different problems, and if they come stuck, then you need to like pause, fix the problem, and go again. And so I think that's beneficial, big time.
I think using the word game doesn't help. No. When you make it competitive and use the word game, it means that people will go back to being competitive and not help each other out. You try and educate your partner through puzzle, and they have to use critical thinking to solve those puzzles with the structures that you've given them. Giving them the answer to the puzzle won't help them, because then we go back to just using memory, which that's not helpful. When Jiu-Jitsu is chaos, they need to improve their critical thinking skills. So, for example, if we're doing some asymmetrical sparring, it's going to flow like sparring, so we're going to move around a little bit, but I will ask Naki for certain things whilst we're training. So I might ask him to increase the intensity, lower the intensity. I may ask him to stop me from standing up. I might ask him to just affect my balance, affect my posture as I try and pass him. But he's going to create those sparring-like puzzles. He's not going to give me the answers. And if I fail and I get hit with a problem I can't figure out, I want him to lower the intensity and repeat it. And so I get time then to solve that puzzle. It's no point just carrying on and fuck it, I'm not going to learn. But being able to repeat it and spending the time on it, like having just, when we do it, we do a whole hour of asymmetrical sparring. You know, I literally say, right, this is remind yourself of the core concepts, off we go. So, for example, we'll just do a few seconds of it. So I'm going to ask Naki to put pressure on my balance, and I want him to stand up at the same time. So yeah, do that for me. Like, put pressure on my balance, on my posture, back my posture. Increase pressure. Back my balance. What? Are your leg locks available? Keep attacking. So at no point there was I necessarily threatened with a loss, but he's given me good puzzles to work on, and I'm just having to use those ideas live, and that's how we do all our training. Whole hour, swapping partners, but critical thinking work, just reiterating the concepts and making sure that then there's continuity between drilling, sparring, and competition. So as you saw there, like I'd expect then if we were to go into sparring, it to be no different. He's going to be trying to attack my balance, and I'm going to be trying to keep my balance, keep my posture, him threatening submissions, threatening sweeps, threatening stand, and me not getting flustered by it. And that's how we train these ideas. Leave comments, leave your ideas, and stick around for part 3. Thank you.